All right, welcome back to CM's Garage. Today we are in the garage with an old project of mine. This is a motorized 20-inch bike I built probably about 2 years ago. It has the BikeBerry engine on it. What you're gonna see in this video, I wanna do a compare and contrast between the performance head, performance expansion chamber exhaust as opposed to the stock head and the stock exhaust. Show you the sound difference and then the performance there. We also need to go ahead and build this seat that you see here. So I'll show you how I'm gonna fabricate that. Stay tuned, enjoy the video. Here is the 20-inch bike that I put a BikeBerry bicycle engine on. The engine is from bikeberry.com, and typically these engines are designed for like 24-inch bikes, mountain bike style. And I thought, you know, how fun would it be to put one of these engines on a 20-inch bike? But the problem you run into is the frame is not big enough. So what I did a while back is I cut the frame, the top frame post, and then I welded in this box frame. And of course it was the first time I did welding work, so the welds are pretty much boogery, but they hold. And I've got it in there, and we rode it around for a while. This is BikeBerry's expansion chamber exhaust, but it is super loud. So if you're in a neighborhood or something like that, definitely you're probably gonna piss off some neighbors. And this is the high compression head, which works with the expansion chamber. And it probably adds a little bit more power, but not much. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back to the quieter exhaust and the low compression head. The quieter exhaust won't work with the high compression head. I already tried it. It creates too much back pressure and it just doesn't run right. So we're gonna swap out the heads. We'll swap those out. And then I had an issue, we rode it around for a while. The frame, just from our weight on this 20-inch bike, it's kind of a cheap frame. The seat post where that goes into the frame started to bend out. It's not very strong. So what I'm gonna do is I've got this nice piece of thick metal pipe here. We're gonna make a new seat post that runs into the frame on top of the kickstand mount. And we'll do that. So swap the head out, we'll swap the exhaust, and weld up that new seat post, and it should be a fun toy to ride around the neighborhood. I'll show you the new head and exhaust. Here's the difference between your low compression head and your quieter exhaust system. I'm starting work on this seat post, so got a piece of metal tubing here. It's pretty thick, we don't have to worry about it bending. And then I've got this bracket that I'm gonna weld onto the seat post, and then that will attach here. So I'm gonna start by just cleaning this up, mark where I'm gonna weld, and then we'll weld it up. And I also need to weld up a piece here that will attach to our seat. So I'm gonna get this seat post in here straight, drop in the bracket where I want it, and I'm gonna just put a mark on here. All right, let's take this metal up to the grinder and, oh, I need to mark. Need to mark the height too. All right, so we'll take this metal up to the grinder. We'll get it nice and cleaned up for a nice clean weld. We're gonna shorten the seat post. It's a little too tall, and being that it's not adjustable, we'll cut it down probably about 4 inches. So our seat right here, this is too big to go in here. This post is too big to fit in the seat. So what I'm gonna do is weld in this socket that is the diameter that the seat needs. We'll weld that into the top of this post, and then that'll give us our seat mount. I've got the seat post here. We're gonna place this in the bike. I've got my hardware. Holes are drilled. Drop that in there. All right, let's get this hardware mounted back on. right, let's get the seat. Where did my seat go? Perfect. I'll get that tightened down. It's looking good. Got the seat post completely mounted. Got a couple spots I need to hit with some paint here. Awesome. Now let's take it for a test drive. Okay, so we've got our new seat post put in. We've got the seat mounted. It's nice and sturdy. I've got the high compression head on here with the performance expansion chamber exhaust. So I'm just going to run that for you. I'll show you how it sounds and how it performs. And then we'll put the low compression head on with the stock exhaust system and see how that one does. So here we go. I'm going to remove this head. We'll start with the spark plug wire and the 13mm head bolts. I tried running the quieter exhaust with this high compression head, and it just doesn't run right. It's not free flowing enough. So unfortunately, we'll go to the low compression head. I'm not sure on the performance difference, but we'll see. There we go. Really clean. It was running really well. I'll clean the spark plug up a little bit though. Here's the top of your cylinder. We've got our gasket. We'll just leave that on there. It's got very little use. You can see how clean everything is in there. The low compression head. Looks like it's seated well. Let's get those bolts on. Let's remove that exhaust. All right, now that we got these head bolts on, I'm going to just slowly tighten them in a star pattern. Nothing crazy, just get it snug. All right, there we go. Now for our spark plug. I got the spark plug loosened out of the high compression head, and then we'll just clean it on the wire wheel. Hit it with a little carb clean. We'll get that popped in. All right, here we are. We're back in the driveway. This took like maybe 15 minutes to swap this out. So we got the low compression head and our stock exhaust. Let's see what happens. Not sure this spark plug is the right direction, but I guess we'll find out. Well, there you go, guys. We've got the new seat put on. Not too bad. It was an easy project, a little bit of welding and grinding, but it's super sturdy now for a 200-pound guy on a 20-inch bike. And then, so yeah, let's talk about the performance difference between the different heads and the different exhaust. So you could probably hear the difference. I would say the expansion chamber exhaust is probably twice as loud. It's not bad, but if you're riding it around the neighborhood, like I said earlier, it's probably something you don't really need if you want to not piss off your neighbors. If you don't care, doesn't matter, I guess. So as far as the performance goes with the different heads, the lower compression as opposed to the high compression, there definitely is a difference. I noticed that. But yeah, if you're looking for a little bit more performance, the acceleration is a little better with the high compression head as opposed to this one. That's what I definitely noticed, was kind of that off the line acceleration. But once you like get up and going, because this bike only has one gear, it really, at that point, it really doesn't matter. I think as far as like actual speed, it's pretty much the same. So there you go. I hope this video helped. help you decide if you're going to buy your performance head or the low compression. Well, thanks for watching another video in the garage. Come back for another one. Thanks, guys.